Welcome back again to Let's Play ILLBLEED. Last time, we were a wood puppet, and we're running away from woodcutters. We're about midway through this maze, and we are now entering the catwalk that we saw Randy running on, so we know he's this way somewhere. And I just barely dodged that woodcutter as he ran in the wrong way. And I was very surprised about that because usually that one does get me, and he's somehow not catching up to us, which I don't really understand because he runs a lot faster than us. But fortunately, we're able to get away, and this sign up here says that there's an ER to the right. So we might as well take advantage of that since our health could use a boost. Oh dear, these are not good, kindly, medical degree holding crash test surgeons, but evil, angry crash test dummies. And they were putting a hurting on Randy on the gurney there. Now, let's see how these crash test dummies hold up against our new wood puppet powers. Not very well, it would seem, as one of them is down already, and that's the other one. So let's take a look at how Randy's doing.
Phew! I'm sad. I couldn't recognize anything because I had no brain.
Randy? Are you alright?
Whoa! Yo, Michelle, you came here just in time. I'm sick and tired of looking like this. Let's get out of here!
Wonderful, and yes, we will be using Randy for the next level. I have to hand it to Michelle, though. She really seemed to know what she was doing when she put that brain back in, using her bare hands. Her bare wooden hands. And Randy didn't seem to be bothered at all by those pointy implements sticking out of his chest. But you might remember something that I mentioned before, that picking up Randy's brain was completely optional. We didn't have to do that. So, what do you suppose would have happened if we had rescued Randy without getting his brain? Would there have been a difference? Well, yes, there would have been a big difference. And we're going to be taking a look at that later on as bonus content near the end of the LP. Sometimes it seems that the woodcutters can take more punishment than other times, and then sometimes they fall down very quickly. I don't really know if I'm doing anything different or if it's just that some woodcutters just simply have more health than others. But we're in the home stretch now. There's the goal, and there's a woodcutter, but the woodcutter somehow missed us. I don't know how that happened. I usually always have to fight that one. But good news, because we're at the end of it. No more woodcutters. But why is that music still playing? Ah, yes. So we're not quite done with the woodcutters yet, as some of the poor losers are waiting here in the locker room to ambush us. Even though we did make it past the goal, we are still a wood puppet and I guess still considered fair game. Of course, that one woodcutter did say that we'd return back to a human if we made it through the course. But how do you suppose we're going to do that? as you can see, some of these open lockers will contain woodcutters and some will not. So whenever we see an open locker, we will want to tag it with the horror monitor so we don't get surprised. Now, I'm fumbling about looking for an item that I thought was here. It is not here. It is in another hallway. And I missed tagging that ambush spot. I tagged the spot right after that. Really, there's only so much you can say about fighting woodcutter after woodcutter after woodcutter. The only thing that we can say here is that we are nearly at the end of it. And nearly on our way to unmasking the mysterious boss of the lumber mill, the creator of the wood puppets, and the master of the woodcutters. And what did happen to that angry appendage from before, anyway? We haven't seen it in a while. Again, I'm searching the lockers looking for an item that we have not found as of yet. But an item that can come in very useful. And I finally do find it up here. Scapegoat Mary. She is a doll that will take our place in death. If we die, we'll lose the item. As saying, we'll lose the item, and we will come back to life at a designated checkpoint. So that can be useful when going up against a difficult boss, such as the one on this level. The boss of Wood Puppets is pretty difficult your first time, and your second time, third time, fourth time. It's a pretty difficult boss, is what I'm saying. And even knowing how to beat it, I still usually do take a good deal of damage. But good news, that was the last woodcutter. So, if that's the case, then doesn't that mean that we get to turn back into a human? Hey, let's jump into the metal electro coffin. Why not? One might think that jumping into the strange machine that blasts electricity at whatever's inside might not be the best idea that we've had today, but then again, Michelle did jump into the Wood Puppets making machine without a second thought, so I guess caution is not high on our list of priorities. But, good news, since we are back in human form, that means we're at the end of the level. Only one more thing to do, and that's have a talk with the boss of this mill. Remember, we had two missions here. One was to solve the enigma of the Wood Puppets, and we've done that. The other was to prove what happened in the disappearance of George McLaughlin. But we haven't gotten a clue yet as to what that was about.